Today I'm going to discuss two types of foods that you want to avoid if you want a flat stomach. Everyone does want a flat stomach, regardless of age. Now, guys, may also want some added muscle definition and have like six-pack abs as well. But at the very least, in clothing, everyone wants a flat stomach. Sadly, as we get older, the stomach, gets bigger and weaker. And there are three main reasons this happens. First of all, we have more subcutaneous fat. That's the fat under the skin. That's what most of us see and you can grab in the mirror. Then we have what's called visceral fat. Visceral fat, that's the fat inside and around the organs. It's underneath the muscle basically. And this fat you don't see. Unfortunately, the visceral fat is much more unhealthy than that subcutaneous fat. Visceral fat is also the kind that gives you that pregnant beer belly look, even if you can't really grab much or pinch very much subcutaneous fat. It's the visceral fat that pushes everything out. Lastly, we have poor muscular development, either very weak abdominal muscles that can't hold the stomach back and flat, or on the other side, people who do the wrong ab exercises, which build big, bulky abdominal muscles, or just doing the wrong exercises, which, for example, work the psoas muscle, which again pushes out that abdominal wall and gives you that pregnant look. On a side note, genetics aside, hormones play a major role in fat distribution, especially the stomach. Hence why men typically have more belly fat. And this is also why postmenopausal women all of a sudden start to have more stomach fat as well. And in future videos, I'll discuss all these issues and causes and solutions in detail. So make sure you're subscribed and click the notification icon right now. However, today I'm going to only discuss the two types of foods that typically cause a bigger stomach, either by building too much subcutaneous or visceral fat, or both at the same time. And these foods are the ones that also negatively affect your hormones. So the good news is that by avoiding or reducing these foods, you'll improve your hormones and thus decrease your belly fat and flatten your stomach at the same time. Of course, the simple fact of creating a calorie deficit, meaning you're burning more calories than you're consuming, will obviously decrease belly fat. But that aside, some foods are just really bad when it comes to your stomach fat. So let's start with proper carb selection. Note, I did not say to get rid of carbohydrates or to go on a low carb diet or a keto or carnivore diet. And I'll tell you why carbs are important in a minute. We have good and bad carbohydrates. What I consider bad carbs are the ones that cause an increase, a very high increase in blood sugar and insulin levels. Bad carbs can also cause inflammation and poor gut health. There's also increase cravings and appetite by increasing, hormones such as ghrelin. Now, good carbs can help lower stress and cortisol levels, which is also important for belly fat. Good carbs can maintain healthy thyroid levels and metabolism, and good carbs can decrease hunger and leptin levels, which is another hormone. So what are the bad carbs? Well, first of all, you need to decrease sugars. Syrups and sauces and dressings. Packaged and refined carbs are another big problem, such as breads and chips and waffles and muffins and pastries and desserts. You also want to reduce sodas, fruit juice, calorie drinks, any drinks that have got calories, alcohol, and so forth. And I know that's a lot of different foods. Now, what are the good carbs? Eat healthier, slow-burning carbs such as vegetables, whole fruits, yams, legumes, and similar carbs. Let me simplify it for you. The more natural the carb, the better. The fewer the ingredients, the better. No labels equals great. If it's something your great-grandmother would have eaten, then it's good. Go ahead and eat that. Now, the second food type is I want you to select proper fats. Now, just like carbs, we have good and bad fats. Fats also can change, can cause changes in your hormones, positive or negative. Now, the wrong fats cause inflammation, which leads to all sorts of problems, including belly fat. The wrong fats can cause insulin problems, increased appetite, fatty liver, and obesity. So my suggestion is to reduce fats, the bad fats, which I call, such as the seed oils, like soybean oil and corn oil and cottonseed and sunflower and safflower oil. You want to try and eliminate vegetable oils and processed fats. Now, these are unfortunately usually found in all those packaged foods, and also when you go out to eat at restaurants because they're cheap oils. I keep it simple, and basically I stick to the good fats such as extra virgin olive oil, some MCT oil, coconut oil, avocados, and fish oil. However, keep something in mind. Fat does convert to fat, body fat, easier than carbs and proteins. Fats have twice the calories per gram. Fats are, more dense in calories, so it's a lot easier to eat a bunch of fat calories than carbs and proteins. And yes, again, calories matter. So just because it's a healthy fat doesn't mean you can eat as much of it as you like, because you will still gain weight and get fat due to the excess calories just in general. So be mindful of total fat calories as well. Now, I put links to other cool tips and simple fat burning, hormone optimizing solutions below in the description area. And also, whenever you eat, try to get in a habit of reading the labels and putting in the effort to eat more good carbs and fats and less of the bad ones.